Well, Hospice of Michigan is looking for compassionate volunteers to help patients and families dealing with illnesses.
So volunteer program manager Megan Cadle is joining us with more on this. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So for those of us who don't know, tell us a little bit more about Hospice of Michigan and, its current need for volunteers.
So Hospice of Michigan, we are Michigan's largest not-for-profit hospice provider, and we provide compassionate care for patients all across Michigan. But what I love about Hospice of Michigan is we're local. We're here in our community. We have local offices in Grand Rapids, Holland, Muskegon, Ludington, and Big Rapids. And we're currently looking for volunteers to help with those programs, because such a big part of what we do is volunteers. The hospice movement really started with volunteers, and that's a huge part of what we do still today. So our volunteers are critical in providing that compassionate care. So we're looking for new volunteers to, join our program to help provide that care for our patients. And it can be, we're kind of using a hybrid model right now due to COVID. So we have volunteers that are doing virtual assignments. So they're, making calls over Zoom. They're doing phone calls to our patients, mailing cards. But we also have volunteers that are just now starting to go back out with safety precautions in place, such as social distancing, wearing masks, things of that nature to make sure that everyone's safe. But we're looking specifically for volunteers along the lakeshore, along the Holland, Muskegon, that area. We're really growing and expanding in that area. So we'd love some more volunteers to join us. And I have a training coming up this Friday, March 26th. That's going to be from 10 to 4, and that's completely virtual. But then I also have another training coming up in May as well. So we'd love to get some more volunteers in to help grow our programs.
And real quick too, just talk a little bit about, what those volunteers get out of being a part of something like this. I mean, it's obviously life-changing for those families, but also for the volunteers, I'm sure.
Yeah, so many of our volunteers, they come, to us because they have had a family member who we have had the honor of taking care of. And they come back to me and they're like, I find so much more out of this than I could have ever imagined. And they find that it's just so rewarding because they get to spend time with our patients at, end of life, and they get to hear their stories and share those memories. And it's very fulfilling and a rewarding volunteer experience. So I always encourage everyone that it's something you've considered, you've thought about in the past, to give it a try. Let's have a conversation because it's a very rewarding volunteer experience.
Wonderful. And if people would like more information on how they can get involved, where can they get that?
They can go to our website, which is hom.org, or they can give me a call. My direct line is there on the screen for you guys. And you can fill out a volunteer application on our website, and we can get that process started.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Time now.